Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic here, and back doing a best of 3 Duskmourn draft, and we've got Doomsday Excruciator, which is way too many black mana symbols to successfully cast. Weird card, but Miasma Demon is good. Flying Finisher that can kill things as well. I like that. Horde Caller is pretty sweet too. It's whenever you attack. So that's pretty sweet. It's not for each creature, but if you just attack with anything in general, you make a gremlin. That's pretty nice. We're the Tamer, but this is 2 colors. It is pretty cheap though. And I do like Eerie quite a bit. I think we're taking one of the uncommons here. I'm not 100% sure which one I like the most. To be honest, I was pretty impressed when I played the Demon. It is 6 mana, but it's also a flyer. I think I'm going to go with the Demon. I feel like that effect is pretty good. You can end up killing a bunch of things. Well, I could have had back-to-back Tamers, which is unfortunate because now I can't. But we can take the Skin Ripper, which is also an amazing... And I haven't played the Black-Red Sack deck yet, so this is a good chance to do that, potentially. Or I could go into blue, but, you know, this doesn't need to be in an enchantment deck because it doesn't really help the enchantment deck anyway. But Skin Ripper is good. You sack a creature in enchantment, you make it bigger. It's got menace, efficient menace. And if you sacrificed one or more permanents, it deals that much damage to any target. Wow. I mean, that's a cool card. So if you sacrifice multiple things, I mean, any target is nice. That's the nice part about it. I like Unable to Scream. Good for the Eerie deck. And Trap in the Screen is good for Eerie too. Deals with more things, but we'll take the Skin Ripper, be happy about it, see if we can make it come together here. Norin, Swift Survivalist. This is good with Enter the Battlefield effects. It's a 1-mana 2/1, which is never bad. Percussionist is a better sack outlet. True. True. So technically Norin synergizes with Miasma Demon if it was blocked. Doesn't really synergize with Skin Ripper. Defiled Crypt, Cadaver Labs, kind of whatever. Slasher kind of makes sense for this deck too. But yeah, for me it's Norin versus Percussionist. And it might just be Percussionist. If I do want to make this sack deck thing come together, which I kind of do just based on the Skin Ripper, I feel like Percussionist is going to be better. But, you know, Survivalist is good. There's going to be a lot of things that synergize with it, but it also can't block, which isn't great. I'm going to take the Percussionist. I think it's a pick that makes the most sense. All right, Possession. This is where Possession's at its best. This card's not bad either. Manifest Dreader gives something double strike. Fanatic of the Harrowing is definitely not bad. Commune with Evil, certainly playable. But yeah, I feel great about Vengeful Possession because you steal something and then you sack it. So, yep, we'll take Vengeful Possession, hopefully find some more sack outlets if we're so fortunate. There we go. This is a great one. This is a good reason to be in this archetype. Fear of Lost Teeth would be a good one too, but this is a great card. Comes in, you may sacrifice another enchantment or creature if you do draw 2, so that's... I mean, it's good with like Percussionist, whatever. But when you sack it, you also get to Manifest Dread. When you sack this, you get to Manifest Dread. So it works with stuff like Skin Ripper. It's really nice. And you can play this until the end of your next turn, which is also really nice. That's a good part of that card. But easy Disturbing Mirth there. All right, choices now. Oh, wow. There's a lot of resurrection effects in this format. This card's really good. It's color intensive, but 2 res is nice. I mean, finality, so you're only going to be able to res one particular creature once, but whatever. Well, that's a cool card for Survivalist, but I think we'll just take Most Valuable Slayer over Amalgam. That's just a good card. Buff and give First Strike. I mean, that just really makes a good attacker. All right, I got the Executioner back. Oh, wait, this is a different pick. Well, that makes sense. We'll just slam Murder and feel good about it. Glimmerlight is actually I guess, I mean, you get the creature to sack, but you can't sack artifacts with either of these, just enchantments or creatures, but that's okay. We'll take murder. It's perfectly acceptably fine removal, of course. Hard to go wrong with 3 mana removal. All right, so now Ripper, more sack. And this gets bigger. I think we take this sack thing. It is 5 mana, but I think we just go for synergies here. Just makes sense with like Disturbing Mirth, Percussionist. Hopefully we get some of those 1-drops back, like Fear of Lost Teeth, of course. This is removal, but yeah, I think we want good sack outlets. I'd rather have Fear of Lost Teeth than Friendly Teddy. Just get some more 1-drop sack outlets. To me, makes sense. Just good blocker, good attacker. All right, we'll take the red card now. I feel like we got some good archetypal pieces here. So how many 4-drops do we have? Just one. So I could take the Slasher. Teddy's not amazing, but it's a decent sack outlet. I feel like usually it's harder to come by the cheaper things in most formats. And the 4-drop Slasher, though certainly playable, is nothing necessarily to write home about, at least not on the surface. This is a 4-drop, so each player discards. If you discarded a card this way, draw a card. I see. That card's not amazing. But, I mean, maybe you get the last card out of their hand, then get a decent sack outlet. We'll take the Bear Trap. I don't really want to play it. And last pick, Living Phone, is actually kind of shocking, because that card is good. So Enduring Tenacity, I don't even think we have life gain. So I don't think we need that. All right, well, I guess Fear of Lost Teeth is life gain. But I don't think this is the archetype that's going to get a bunch of life gain. So instead of taking that, I think we probably take Piggy Bank, which is just a great card. 2 mana, 3/2. And when it dies, you get a treasure. So just great. Fear of the Dark is certainly playable. Ragged Playmate is certainly playable. But I think optimum pick is just clearly Piggy Bank here. Good beater, good attacker, good blocker. Oh, could have had 3 Doomsday Excruciators, but I'm pretty happy I don't. All right, Scorching Dragonfire seems like an excellent pickup for us here. There's Killer's Mask, Leech. I mean, I guess we just have a couple enchantments, but it just feels like an easy Scorching Dragonfire. Solid removal. Fear of Abduction is very good, but we need a lot. I mean, I assume, as per usual, the red-black archetype wants to be beat down, so I just need to make sure that, because I've got my late game that looks pretty good. Maybe the Fnatic is like the weakest looking, but my early game could be cleaned up a little bit. All right, it feels like take another Disturbing Mirth. But jeez, there's Dragonfire and Final Vengeance near. It's just this card is so good. What's our removal right now? We've got the Dragonfire, we have a Murder, we have a Possession plus sack outlet, and we have an Inferno that I don't necessarily want to play. I mean, we could just take more of these, but I mean, this is one of the signpost uncommons for playing this archetype, so I think we just take it. It's a great card. You get a sack outlet, you draw cards, you sack it eventually, you manifest Dread. You just get a lot of value out of that. I think it's a clear pick here. What does this do? Target creature an opponent controls gets -3/-3. Creatures your opponents control can be the target of spells and abilities of those they didn't have hexproof. Okay. And word abilities of those creatures don't trigger. That's pretty sweet. And it's an enchantment you can sack. This card's great. What a great card. And it helps there's literally nothing else in here for us. Nope, that's not true. Glassworks would have actually been really good too. Because you can sack this. It's also an enchantment. But I'd rather have this Nowhere to Run because it's cheaper. I mean, this can give... Yeah. I think we just take Nowhere to Run. That's a interesting enchantment I haven't seen yet. And getting rid of Ward and Hexproof can randomly be useful. All right, Fear of Being Hunted. Must be blocked if able. You know what? I like it, but Innocuous Rat might just make more sense. I think it does. It's a tough one. This card is good. 3 mana, 4-power haste is good. The issue is Rat with Double Mirth, Skin Ripper. I mean, right now, I feel like I need some more early game. It is actually really tough to pass this card because I think this card's actually really good. It's just, this is a good sack outlet. I think I'm going to go with the uncommon. This is a tough one because I think this card in a vacuum is better for the archetype because you get 2 sack outlets. But this card is just, that card's strong. 3 mana, 4 power haste must be blocked is pretty solid. All right, we have Combat Trick, Painter Studio. Okay, you can play cards off the top. Attacking creatures and it buffs. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Or we can take another Ripper. This is the one that I'll probably just go with this. I haven't played with it yet. It's an enchantment we can sack. And you get cards off the... It's a good card advantage spell. Otherwise, Given to Violence would be fine. But I think our removal count's starting it there. Wow, just what a gift. A pick 7 Skin Ripper. I mean, granted, there's 2 other cards we want in here, but I'm never going to be unhappy about getting a second Skin Ripper. This is like a reason to be in this archetype. I don't need the Inferno. I don't need the Fanatic. I guess I'll take a Bleeding Wood if there was something I wanted to splash. It seems unlikely, but... Alright, I can take Playmate. It's playable, not great, but certainly playable. I mean, making things unblockable can win games. Snatcher is actually not bad. You know, in a pinch, sometimes Win Con or Swamp Cycling is pretty good. I don't think we're going to have enough space for it, but it's an option. All right, I guess we'll do... I don't think we're playing it, but all right. Fear of the Dark is actually a fine 5-drop. Or we could take the Beastie as a Mountain Cycler, but... Menace Death Touch is a pretty nice ability set, and it's cheaper than BC. I think there's a chance that card makes the deck. And we get a BC anyway. What a gift. All right, well, we already have a deck, and we're only on pack 2, so that's a great spot to be. So we can take the Intervention, some removal. Turn Inside Out is not bad. Grab the Prize is not bad. May just take another 2-drop removal. We don't really capitalize too much on the life gain, but we already have 15 creatures, and we can start to upgrade some things here. Like, I kind of feel like we're not playing ticket booths. Painter Studio, I think I'm going to play. Kind of don't want to play the Inferno because it's expensive, but I guess we could get... We'll see. Intervention definitely feels fine here, just not terribly exciting. Trial of Agony. Choose 2 target creatures controlled by the same opponent. That player chooses one of those creatures, deals 5 damage to that creature, and the other one can't block for 1 mana. That's pretty cool, but they do have to have 2 creatures, so that's worse. Could just take Glassworks. This is also a sack outlet, so that kind of makes it a little more exciting than Trial of Agony since it's an actual sack outlet. I mean, granted, you may not end up getting the Shattered the Artifact, but I really like the idea of pay 3 mana, kill something, and then you suddenly have a sack outlet too. That's really nice. So I think it's an easy Glassworks. Okay, we take the Horde Caller. It actually gives you a boatload. Oh, but now might actually be the time to take the Rat for sack outlet. But this Horde Caller is good though. I like that. Got a lot of hasty stuff. Like we can cut Snatcher now. Cut Beastie. 13 creatures. I might take... I kind of feel like I actually ended up with a decent amount of early game. I mean, this card is good. We already have 2 5-drops. I'm just going to take it. It's an uncommon. I kind of like it. So I could take Hand That Feeds. Or we could take Glimmerlight, but we don't have Sack Artifact, right? Maybe I like Glimmerlight more anyway. How many different card types do I have? I have Instant Sorcery, Artifact, Enchantment. Actually, we could surprisingly get Delirium here because we have a bunch of Artifact creatures that count as 2 for Delirium. That's true. This gives Menace, but let's just take the Hand That Feeds. I mean, if you're ever getting this as a 4/2 Menace for 2, you're feeling pretty strong. So another Fear of the Dark. Could take the... Yeah, this is fine, not great, but it's more card draw that we can sack later. consider it. Ooh, Verge kind of feels like a free card to play, but or we could take Rat. We have an actual choice here. We could take the Rat now. There's another Glassworks though. I kind of want to take the Glassworks because I think we have enough creatures where I can cut. Like, just getting a boatload of removal. Like, granted, the land would just be free. And it's a rare. No, I think Glassworks is right because it's also a sack outlet. Wow. We're just getting hooked up here. Razorkin's good too, but we gotta take Fair Burning Alive. Comes in, deals 4 to an opponent, so it can finish. And then if you have Delirium, which we can get, it also just kills a creature they control. That's incredible. We don't need Leyline of the Void. Untimely Malfunction, at least a good sideboard, or we could just take... I think we just take another hand that feeds. We've got... I mean, we've just got all the goodies now. So we could take Grab the Prize for more flood mitigation because we already have a most valuable Slayer, even though Slayer and multiples would be fine. We already have a Ripper and enough 5-drops. Maybe I'll take the Grab the Prize. I don't know if we'll need it, but, well, maybe Slayer. I mean, Slayer and multiples would be probably fine. I'll kill one anyway. I think I like Slayer more than Slasher. First strike buff on anything you want is just really good. No, we don't need this, but I'll take it. Well, it doesn't matter. Now we just have a lot of cuts to make, and we're in a really good spot here. So our colors ended up being open, and we got a lot of Signpost, just powerhouse archetypal uncommons. I don't think, did we get any rares? I don't think we got any rares, but I'm not really that worried about it. Oh, Bear Trap, you can get out of here. So we just need to make a few cuts. We really don't even have to make that many. And we have 19 creatures now, so Teddy is actually, I mean, Teddy is fine as a creature to cut. Painter Studio and Derelict Attic are pretty similar. I think I like the Studio more. I mean, one's a uncommon, one's a common, so probably tells you which one's better. This nets you actual cards, but you lose life. This just only lets you, but you get until your end of next turn. Yeah, this is good. And buffing all your attacking creatures is probably better than just attacking alone. Let's cut the Attic. This is great. 2 6-drops. I mean, I'm kind of fine playing all these. If I was to cut a 5-drop, it might just be the Ripper. I think 5 mana, 5/5 Menace Death Touch is better than 5 mana, 4/4 sack something. 2 damage any target. But, you know, do we have enough sack outlets? It's a legitimate question. We've got 2 Mirths, 2 Skin Rippers. So, could probably use some more. Maybe I'm missing one, but... So Playmate can make things unblockable, but... Oh, wow. So what's actually kind of amazing is Playmate can make hand that feeds unblockable, and then you can attack, and it's 4 mana unblockable. If you have Delirium, that's pretty nice. All right, Fnatic can go. It just seems like an easy one to cut. Maybe we cut the 5-drops and focus on these sweet 4-drops that just buff with first strike. That probably makes sense. I mean, we could cut Fear of the Dark and Ripper. And we're at 16 creatures. Could cut the Teddy. Brings me to 15 creatures with Playmate, Piggy Bank, 2-hand that feeds, Fear, Percussionist. Is it enough? 2-drops probably. But it is a lot of top-end stuff too. I think keeping the Fear of Lost Teeth is still very good. You can kill X1s. Friendly Teddy letting your opponent draw is not great. It's just a whatever kind of fine 2-drop, 2-sack because you get something out of it. Whereas if you sack this, you're losing out a little bit. And it's an artifact creature. That's actually an important case. Do I want to play 3 most valuable Slayers? That's another question. We got to keep the possession, I think. Just because of the sack outlets. And I kind of like having all this haste business. Definitely want to keep those dudes. This is tricky. Could see maybe cutting the intervention. I don't like cutting removal, but I feel like I'm definitely cutting one creature. Could be a Slayer. I just think this card's good, but keeping all my 2-drops is also good. Why don't we cut a Slayer? I'm thinking about cutting the intervention. The reason is because it's not an actual permanent. I want to play enchantments, creature artifacts, not just for Delirium, but for actual like sack value with Skin Ripper. Like sacking 2 things in a turn, making this a 5/4 menace, attacking with it with a Slayer out, making a 6 power first striker menace that at the end of the turn deals 2 damage or something. Like these are things that can definitely happen in a game and be pretty brutal. And our removal is just very good because we've got nowhere to run. We have Dragonfire, we have Murder, Possession, Double Glassworks, Demon in a Pinch, Fear Burning Alive. So that's a good argument to keep the Teddy because, like I said, the artifact creatures counting as 2 cards in your yard is just very nice. Not to mention we have instants and sorceries, but getting a land in the yard is going to be tough, I guess. But, you know, is there a way to do it? I guess not right now. I didn't end up with taking any discard. Well, when you Manifest Dread, actually, if that card dies, it could end up being a land that goes to your graveyard. And actually, Manifest Dread sends cards to your graveyard. So, yeah, Disturbing Mirth is so important for this deck. This is a deck that's going to struggle a little bit to get Delirium. I don't know if it matters that much, but that is something to take into account here. These are also enchantment creatures, which are valuable. So I am actually at a loss of what to cut here. It could be Painter's Studio. I don't want to, but it kind of feels like we've just got a bunch of removal. We've got card draw. And I want to keep 15 creatures. And I want to keep these removal spells that are good sack outlets. Yeah, I mean, this is a solid deck. It looks fun. All right, color-wise, 18 red, 8 black. I like it. Let's run it like this. I don't think I'm missing anything. Intervention was the one I was considering. It is an instant, which actually does help. It's just, I think it's worse than nowhere to run, so I don't really want to play it. We also have Dragonfire and Murder, so we already have a couple in commons. We only have 1 sorcery. Yeah, so banking a little bit on getting the sorcery or the instant, one or the other in the yard, and then at least getting a creature artifact enchantment in there through sacking or dying or manifesting or whatever. All right, fun. We'll try this. We'll see you round 1. All right, we'll play first in round 1. Good enough. Ooh, beautiful draw there. Well, that's a good uncommon. Well, I could eat it, but I think we're going to go... I'd rather kill something else with the Sphere being hunted, so I'm actually going to go attack, and then... That thing has Menace, too. It's pretty good. And play the Skin Ripper here. I like them attacking. If they use removal, yeah. I mean, now we can sack that too. That's nice. Well, Guess that makes things a little trickier. I guess we're killing the irreverent gremlin now. Oh. Well, I guess we can kill that. I mean, best use of mana is to do the Shattered Yard. But am I eventually going to sack this? Right now I have Creature Enchantment in Yard. This would be Artifact. Best use of mana is that. But I think I'm just going to just play the Playmate. If they have removal, all right, that's pretty good. All right, not too worried about that. So I can play Fear of Burning Alive. I think we just will. Like, I'd like to kill their dude too, but that's all right. All right, no play is good news. So we're going for 4 here. Sandbag land. All right, so we have murder mana now. I'm not going to use murder on the apparition though. All right. So I presume we'll let him double block here. All right. And that way I can murder this. All right, they've had enough. I like that. So Unable to Scream is actually, for the most part, really not bad against us because we're the ones with the sack outlets, so that's good. They have the Mind Skinner in there. I mean, I've got a ton of removal, though. I feel like I probably shouldn't die to the Mind Skinner. Plus, it turns on Delirium. That could actually be valuable for us, but it puts games away so fast that you do have to be cautious. Yeah, like I could bring in Winter's Intervention. They look pretty aggressive, so I don't think that's a bad idea. Kills quite a few things, too. Yeah, you know, I'm kind of feeling the intervention. The problem is I have to figure out something to cut. I can cut a creature. I don't love that. I could cut the Vengeful Possession. I'm okay with that. Probably rather, I mean, it's cool being able to steal their strongest thing and then sack it, but this doesn't require as many moving pieces and deals with a lot of things, so I'm kind of okay with it. This is fine. I mean, we don't have black, but when you have a grip full of red spells, I think you just keep. All right. That was a good draw. So I could kill that now. I think I'm going to wait. This could be greedy, but I feel like this is going to deal with a lot of the problem cards they have. I guess I can Glassworks it. See if they counter that. Yeah, we get to Manifest Dread, so this actually is not bad. So we might actually want to put we want to put the land in the yard. So I guess, yeah, well, yeah, we want the land. Well, I mean, I think you always choose the creature. I might be wrong about that, but because we already have land and enchantment, so I guess we actually now don't attack with the hand that feeds, because if this dies, we've got Delirium. Oh wow, this is actually pretty sweet. Okay, so now we can do Glassworks, kill Most Valuable Slayer, and get in for 4. Yeah, having Delirium is very nice right now. That Manifest Dread that the Fear of Imposters gave us actually turned out to be a huge blessing. Can't cast Murder, but we can kill 4 toughness creature. I think this Fear of Being Hunted is actually very good. I mean, can only control it so much, but I like it. And Dragonfire too, just actual gift here. So we'll get in, see if they got removal. I'm going to cast these spells on their turn. Oh, well, they currently only have creature. This would just give them enchantment, so that's fine. So now that they're tapped out, go kill that, and then pass. Let's see, I can get in for 9 next turn. I think I'm going to take it. It's nice. So I can sack this and draw 2. But let's just do the Fear now. I mean, this just puts us far ahead on the race, so. Wow, it's unexpected. Oh, dang. Let's do this first. Oh, dang. All right. Well, now if I rip a land, I can do Fear of Burning Alive. They both have Menace, and I'm at 2. Yeah, it turns out taking that extra damage proved to be a problem. Because I can do this, I have Delirium, I can kill something. Dang. So close. Them both having Menace is ultimately what cost me the game here. And me taking the damage and choosing not to use the removal. Yeah. Dang. It's a tough one. Don't think I have an out here. All right, go to the next one. I just don't want to show them anything more. I do think we can definitely win this. I'm in a good position to do so on the play. Is there anything that would set me up for more success? I don't think so. I think we're set up pretty well. I guess I just can't afford to take any point of damage. A great hand. Just an absolutely phenomenal hand. So we want to do the Playmate first. Because it's an artifact creature, and this is an enchantment, so this gets us, you know, close. Oh, and then they miss there. God, we are going to punish. Oh, gosh. Yeah, they're just in an absurd amount of trouble right now. So they do have the rare that's a board wipe, but they have to have a creature. Huh. Oh, I'll land away from that. So I guess we just do Slayer and then... This Horde Caller is going to be nuts if I draw land. So we've got Artifact Creature Enchantment. Now this is the situation where we need instant sorcery or land. Slayer can buff itself though, so fine with that. Another one. Well, I'm doing that. They counter it, we can Manifest Dread. So that's fine too. So now we have the land in the yard, which is nice. So it turns the hand that feeds on too. So they can't even board wipe yet, even with their rare. Okay. So they have a couple blockers now. Land there would have been so good. All right. All right. All right. Well, we're definitely jamming Skin Ripper then, because it's also lethal. All right. I mean, they're just dead if we draw 2 lands. If we draw a land, we have 2 lethal creatures. They unlock that room. That gives them a blocker, but still puts us in a position where, oh wow. All right, well, attack here. A lot of lethality. And they don't have the mana to cast their rare now. Yeah, they are very dead. All right, got there. We'll see for round 2. All right, we'll play first. Yeah, I mean, we don't have any red mana, but we got a bunch of red or black spells, so we'll keep it. It means we rip a red, we're looking amazing. Multiple sack outlets with this, nowhere to run. Beautiful, beautiful draw. They missed their land drop. Wow, that is very punishing. So I could have Pyroclasm. That would be pretty brutal. And if I keep the man, well, I'm gonna not play around it. If they got it, lesson learned. All right, they don't have it. Now we're in amazing shape. So, believe it or not, I think we actually sack here. It buffs this, and then at the end of my, yeah, this is actually really good. Because, I mean, we could have done this anyway, but now we deal more damage. That thing's buffed. This triggers twice. And we have lethal. And we not susceptible to Pyroclasm. All right. Well, I guess we do hand that feeds. Get in there. All right. Got 3 removals. Slayer, Horde Caller. I mean, this is a good looking hand. All right. We stomped on the mana screw pretty hard. So Winter's Intervention, once again, looking good. I might once again cut it over the Vengeful Possession just because it kills like Skin Ripper. Yeah. Although Wait, Skin Ripper can't sack itself, can it? Sacrifice another. All right. I mean, it is good, but especially on the draw, I feel like I'd rather just have some life gain and kill cheap threats. Great hand. Removal into Skin Ripper into Slayer. Menace first strike is just fantastic. Splashing white in there? That's unexpected. All right. Double red spell, not the best when you have a bunch of black, but hey, I am not going to complain about this hand. All right. This is where intervention just looks beautiful for us. Rip in red there would have been insane. Just go Fear of Being Hunted, get 4 damage in. Hasty right off the bat. Follow up with Slayer, get 5 power first strike. All right, no play, so we'll just drop Slayer. They can kill Skin Ripper, whatever. Oh, wow. No removal for Skin Ripper there. So good for us. Fear of Being Hunted with Most Valuable Slayer is actually just ridiculously strong. What does this do? What? Wow. +2/+2 Death Touch and Lifelink, huh? I can't actually deal with that either. It's a sweet card. Dang, this Fear of Being Hunted would just be so good there. So, yeah, I guess we just attack with both. I don't think they block anyway. Actually, I should have first strike the Slayer, but that's okay. I mean, clear telegraph that you've got something when you do a post-combat Most Valuable Slayer, but whatever. No attacks. All right, that's unexpected. So I guess we can do Fear of Lost Teeth. Sack it. Right. This is actually lethal and does not give them a good block. They double block, we kill the... I mean, it's not lethal. I guess it's not lethal in the sense they can just jump, but they lose their Skin Ripper. They take 7. And they double block there, we kill both their dudes. I'm perfectly fine with that too. I mean, that's amazing for us as well. Yeah. I'm happy to do this. No problem. I mean, they gain life, but they lose that. They lose that dude too. Wow. All right. This deck is doing sweet. We'll see you round 3. Yep. Great hand. Just got the 1, 2, 3. Two can play at this game, huh? All right, that was a good draw. Yeah, the Terramorphic Expanse is very good with all the sack value stuff. I like that. All right. Miasmic Demon admittedly has not come up yet, but that's no big deal. Oh, wow. Well, they don't get to draw a card either. Now we get in for 5. Seems good. They must need a card pretty badly. I mean, I guess they get the card out of it and I don't, but that is a pretty suspicious play. I see. Can I exile it? Oh, wait. Damage equal to its power, so nowhere to run turns it off. Wow. That's nice. At least I think it does. I guess we'll find out. That worked out. Nothing to sack. This fear of being hunted is just annihilating my opponent. And now they're just dead. Wow. Played 3 mirror matches here too, which is kind of ridiculous. So, do I just assume? Well, I guess I probably shouldn't assume based on that. I mean, they gotta have earlier stuff in there, but Winter's Intervention not looking as good, is it? Should I probably still just assume? Maybe not. Let's keep it the same for now until we see some cheaper stuff. Gotta keep. Glassworks into Disturbing Mirth is pretty sweet. Probably into Word Caller. They're mulling to 5. And we drew Teddy, which is just amazing. All right. Fair enough. No, Skin Ripper for that. So, yeah, we're actually gonna block. I mean, it gives them a card, which isn't great, but I feel like with Glassworks here on the Skin Ripper into Mirth sacking the Glassworks. Oh, should have attacked first, but that's all right. So we'll do our own Mirth on the Glassworks here. That's a lot of lands to rip. This is definitely a game we could lose, actually, believe it or not. Oh my gosh. Well, if there was any way to lose it, this was it. Wow. I don't really want to trade a Horde Caller for a Phantom. Jeez. but I don't want to take extra damage either. Dang. All right. I mean, at least I net a goblin out of it. Wow, I'm actually surprised they took that. That definitely means they have removal for Horde Caller. This was not a game I was expecting to lose, but we really had to rip a bunch of consecutive lands there to have this happen. Like, remember, they mulled to 5, and we are somehow, like, super far behind this game now. Okay, well, that's actually a decent start. Yeah, that's actually a very good start. So we'll go Ripper, sack the Mirth. Jeez, all right. Oh, that's nice. Deals non-combat damage to opponent. Wow. It's cool. Right now I've got enchantment, artifact, creature, so I don't actually have delirium, but I mean, I need more stuff to even get to that point anyway. All right. Okay. I got it. I got it. I was not meant to get it. I get it. Not meant to win this game. Understood. Wow. Brutal loss. Real brutal loss there. All right, we'll go to game 3. Hopefully draw a little bit better, because when you have a hand like that and you lose to a mull to 5, that is quite embarrassing. I guess intervention deals with Skinner, Playmate. Might still be better than possession. Yeah, you know what? Because they have sack outlets too. I think we'll just do the intervention. The extra life gain could be good. Okay, play first. Yeah, it's key. It's a little bit on the slow side, but it'll do. All right. Land here would be so huge. All right. Now I feel pretty ridiculously good. All right. Stole a draft. We're going to do some pack one, pick ones here. This was an amazing deck. I mean, it literally took like drawing 8 consecutive lands. I don't think it was 8 consecutive, but I don't know how many lands we drew that game, but it took that for our deck to lose. All right, back one, pick one. I was pretty impressed with dissection tools. Granted, it's 5 mana, but the equip cost is cool for the archetype too. 4/4 Death Touch Lifelink for 5 is pretty good. Violent Urge. Combat trick they can give double strike, that's not bad. I like Fear of Lost Teeth, but I'd go with the tools. All right, Screaming Nemesis, 3 mana, 3/3 haste. Whenever it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any other target. If a player is dealt damage this way, they can't gain life for the rest of the game. Well, that's cool. It deals that much damage to any other target? Wow. That's it. Easy pick, super strong mythic. This is pretty cool too. I like this card. The BC's playable. I'm not sure about the Bloodsucker yet. Seas from Slumber I'm also not 100% sure on. Instant Speed, Assassinate sometime. Yeah, Instant Speed, Assassinate, and White's probably playable, just not great. Easy Nemesis. All right, Onslaught, great card. Scales really well. Machete's certainly playable. This is a cool one. Yeah, Surgical Suite is a good uncommon, definitely. Buff your dudes. Meat Locker's obviously good, but I'd go Onslaught, easy. Easy scale card there. Toby BC Befriender is pretty sweet too. Just can't attack or block alone, but you know, 4/4 for 3 and a 1/1. And there's more upside to it, so that's a fun card. Fear of Exposure is totally playable. Smoky Lounge is cool for the room deck. I like this Razorken a lot too. Just very efficient. Some good upside, but I dig Toby. Hovership, 3 mana, 2/2 flyer. Enters, exile up to 1 target creature with toughness 5 or less. It leaves the battlefield the exiled card. Wow, Manifest Dread. This is a sweet card. I really like that a lot. Savior the Small. Yeah, this is a cool card too. And we saw Greenhouse already, but yeah, I'd take Unidentified Hovership. Not too many vehicles in this set, it would seem. All right, well, I could take the Tamer. I like the Slayer. I don't know about pick one though. Yeah, you probably just take Tamer. I mean, it's an amazing uncommon for the Eerie deck, so that makes sense. I don't love going 2 colors off the bat, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, so Surgical Suite versus Drag of the Roots versus Scorching Dragonfire. How do I feel about first picking this card? You know, it is a strong card. I don't know if I love first picking it, especially over like a Dragonfire and Unable to Scream. This Exiles, which is pretty good, but enchantments have a lot of value in this set. I still think Dragonfire is probably better. Yeah, you probably just take the Dragonfire over the Vengeance and the Scream. A lot of removal in here. This whole pack is like removal. All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.